Shalom. First, I want to say all praise and glory be unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Basham Kakwadash, the abundance to the elder apostles. Under salutations to you, Akim that's laboring. Shalom to you, few sisters that watch and believe. This is a lesson that's entitled The High Ones. And the high ones I'm talking about is the high ones of the house of Esau, Edom, which is the chief tribe of Amalek. Well, Amalek is the chief tribe. I'm sorry. They're the chief tribe, and they're known today as the Jewish central banking families. And they're the high ones, all right? Just like in ancient times, you had the Greeks and the Romans. They had high ones during them times as well. But you fast forward today into the current rulership of Esau, Edom, all right, which is stemming from so-called America, because America is the height of the hill, if you will, or the capital of Esau's rulership. So, with that being said, the inception of America, or the start of America, began with these central banking families. All right, and at the top it says, the Wikipedia article, basically how their involvement, all right, within the economy, to a brief summary. All right, it like sums in a little brief summary about their role within society. So it says, banking families are families which have been involved in banking for multiple generations in the modern era, generally as owners or co-owners of banks, often named for their families. Banking families have been important in the history of banking, especially before the 20th century. And when you go down the list, there are some names that sticks out. All right, Barclay. Let's see. Brent. Goldman Sachs. Hope. I mean, the ones that's notable to me, you have Morgan, Oppenheim. All right. You have they go Rockefeller. They go the Rothschild, and so on and so forth, man. All right. You have Wallenberg, and those are the notable central banking families. The ones I don't know, which are on this list, it's just ones I haven't, looked into. But most notable is the ones I named. All right, as far as the ones that stand out. Now, during the Renaissance period, where you had the transatlantic slave trade, these were prominent, all right, financiers, all right, and they started the transatlantic slave trade through their economic power, and their role in the transatlantic slave trade, excuse me, is most important, because the transatlantic slave trade was vast, all right, and it involved, mainly and primarily slaves of all the 12 tribes, but most notably the southern kingdom, because they was transporting the southern kingdom in large numbers across the Atlantic, and even taking some of us northern tribes from over here in the land, as North, Central, and South America, to Europe and different parts of the world as well. You see? So their involvement is very critical. Now you have it where some so-called Jewish rabbis, they make their role minor, but when you look at slavery and how it started during the Renaissance, you will see that it was very vast. And then you fast forward today, those same families are in their same elite positions, and they've been able to maintain that wealth and actually circulate it. So, as it stands to this very day, they are still the high ones or descendants of the high ones from then, and then they came back. Of course, the scriptures speak about reincarnation, but basically they're back, and they're still in that high position. Now, this is Isaiah 24, beginning at verse 21. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth." Yeah, and that day is almost here. All right, the scriptures tell you that the day of the Lord is near. All right, and specifically, it speaks about Idumea. All right, Idumea. And matter of fact, let's go to 34th chapter real quick. Isaiah 34 and verse 5. "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea." Idumea, which is a Greek way of saying Edom. All right, that's how you say it in the Greek, Idumea or Idumea. It says, "And upon the people of my curse to judgment." And it starts with the elites of you Edomites, because you're the high ones. All right. Now back in the 24th chapter, again in the 21st verse, it says, "And it should come to pass in that day that Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited." Now, this is the end game. All right, or after the destruction, I should say, of you Edomites rule. Once World War III is over, and Yahweh Shah have put down all your government and society, when we start rounding up Edomites, the first Edomites we're going to put in slavery are the Amalekites, which is the chief tribe of the house of Esau, Edom. Okay? And you're going to be the first prisoners, all right, or slaves, period. Okay? And you don't want to go into slavery, but the Most High said that you will surely go into slavery. He said you will not go unpunished. That's in the book of Jeremiah, the 49th chapter. All right. book of Job, excuse me, chapter 30, verse 1, it says, "But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock." You see? Who was Job talking about in this whole chapter when you read down? Because it even mentioned about how you lived, Esau, Edom. All right, but he's talking about you Edomites, man. The Most High is going to have you in derision. All right, because you had us in derision. All right, you had us in derision, and you took advantage of us when our calamity came upon us. All right, and then you treated us with the with the most hatred that our people have ever seen, because you're our number one enemy. Okay, so right now Jake is in a lower state. Most of our people is way far gone, mentally and spiritually. You see, and you taking advantage of our people. Start with the elites of you Edomites, man, because the rules and regulations really come down from y'all orders on how to be over us. You pass it down to your so-called political offices, including the presidency and on down. You make the ordinances that oppresses our people. Psalms chapter 2. I'm gonna start at the top. It says, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahushua, and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us." Yeah, man, and you know what? That's one of the reasons you're gonna be brought down, because you're perpetually against the Most High and the Son. And even the chosen people of the Lord, which is our people, the children of Israel, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American people, you're against us as well. That's why your oppressive ordinances and the way you treat our people are always very severe and harsh and most heinous. You see? Verse 4, "He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision." Yeah, because, you guys are behind the closed doors, and we know what you guys are doing. The while you about Shot putting the spirit on us to know what you're doing behind closed doors. Mainly your new world order, which you're trying to execute even as I speak right now. And you trying to, well, actually not trying, but you have put yourself in a position to act and to portray yourself as or like you're the Most High. Okay? That's what you've done. That's what you've done. All right, and you pretty much fooled the world into thinking that the Most High looked like you, his son looked like you, and also the children of Israel, which clearly we're two different nations. Going back to when our forefather impregnated, our forefather Isaac, I'm referring to, impregnated Rebekah. And the Most High told her that two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people should be separated from her bowels. We're completely different. Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and 3, it says, the point is in 4 though, but it still goes to pertaining to you Edomites. It says, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Verse 4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as a God sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showeth himself that he is the Most High. You see? You see what I'm saying? Who does that? Who does that? The so-called white man. You Edomites, man. Esau, man. And you've been proven to be the man of sin and the son of perdition. By your destructive past and present day destructive onslaughts of many countries, nations, people, you name it, man. The earth itself, the different parts of the earth, man, are being destroyed by you Edomites, man. You see? The very fact that you want to chip everyone with the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, as prophesied in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. You want to chip everyone to act like you're the Most High. You know, all seeing, all knowing. You see? That's your doing. No one you know, put a gun to your head and made you you know, portray yourself as such. You did it out of pride. Okay? You did it out of pride. So you're the one that holds the height of the hill, man, which is the top government of the earth, is the government of Esau, Edom. You see? But like I said, and the point of this lesson is, everything you've done is a lead up to the way you're going to be judged, Esau. Let's go to the book of let's go back to Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 33. It says, behold, the Lord of hosts shall lop the bold with terror, and the high ones of stature shall be hewn down, and the haughty shall be humbled. You see? And the haughty people of the earth are you Edomites, man. I mean, you have different, you have the other nations have haughty people, you know, within those nations, and even amongst Jake, man. All right, but you're the most haughty people on earth. Now, this is the word haughty on the online etymology dictionary app. Excuse me. It says proud and disdainful, and that's you, Esau. You're a very proud man. Doesn't it say that in the book of Habakkuk? Let's see. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk chapter 2. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5, it says, "Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap it unto him all people." Yeah, you was doing that when you were the Greeks and the Romans as well, man. And you done it this time around as well, when you came back into power during this Renaissance period. You see, you're that proud man. All the things that the Most High allowed you to have or obtain, Esau, and it's still not enough. You're still not satisfied. You got all the riches in your control right now. You're the top nation right now. But yet you still want to have everyone shipped. Because ruling over the people is just not enough for you, Esau. You want us to be perpetual slaves forever and ever. And the Most High is not going to allow that. You see? And that's why your society is set the way it is. You're trying to make everyone be one, when the Most High was against it from the beginning. The Tower of Babel during that time, where everyone was trying to, well, you know, they was trying to cause everyone to be one. And the Most High destroyed that shit, man. Threw down that tower. And then you got Esau coming and into his rulership, right? And what he's trying to cause all people to be one people. You see? The very reason why you led a massive military campaign when you were the Romans, to have everyone under your subjection and to control everyone. You see? Let's jump down. Let's not jump down. I'm sorry. Let's go over. Let's go to the book of Man, Slakia. I just had a precept. Oh yeah. Come. Let's go. To the book of Revelation. And Revelation 11 and 18, it says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great." And here's the point right here. "And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth." Now the people that destroy the earth are you Edomites, man. All right, how do we know that? When you look at the current state of the earth, the reason why it's in the condition it is in, because all your insatiable desires to have everything. All right, even stealing resources that belong to others, especially us Israelites, man. I mean, everything we had was stolen from us by deceit, and even the other heathen nations outside yourself. All right, they was bombarded with military campaigns to uh, gain control of their resources, man. You see? All that money, all that wealth goes to who? Ultimately, through taxation, all that. Who funds all these wars that's been going on since you've been in power, Esau? The central bankers, man. And everyone knows this, man. It's not no news that just came as of late. You even got lower level Edomites speaking out against the central bankers because of the different wars that they've gotten America into. And they're demoralizing wars because even the soldiers that are within the military, especially the ones that actually fight, like of the Army and Marines over here in Babylon, they're committing suicide at 22 per day. Each day, 22 veterans commit suicide. And they go over to those countries and they realize that they are fighting or destroying people that haven't even done anything wrong to them. And it's all just to set up to control their resources, especially them oil fields, man. And whatever the best new thing out. That's the reason why you do the same thing you're doing in those central so-called Latin American countries. You see? It's a lot of resources down there, man. Lithium, oil, you name it, man. All right. The scriptures say that you covet fields and take them by violence, and that's the so-called white man to the T, man. And that's why he knows that judgment is going to come eventually, man. He just don't want it to happen. He don't want it to come, but it will surely come, though. All right. So now he's in survival mode. He's making nuclear bomb shelters underground, digging into space. You know, digging into hell and going into space. You know, that's you Edomites, man. That are elite. You're preparing for survival of this inevitable World War III and the return of Yahushua. You see, and you're gonna actually survive. All right, now. Let's go. Matter of fact, let's go back this way. Shalaki for the noise, man. I'm at work and yeah, you know, I'm blowing his horn, being an asshole. But anyways, this is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 2. It says, "Though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down." Yeah, that's the reason why you got even amongst the top elites or the rich men. The richest men on earth, billionaires and up, and even a couple of millionaires, hundreds of millionaire holders. They're trying to get into space, man. They paying tens of millions of dollars to get up in space. Now, why would you be doing that? Because you know that something's getting ready to happen that's going to be great. And on a large scale, to where it's going to cause a lot of death, man. Because the scriptures tell you that the slain of the Lord should be many, man. And Esau know that the Lord is going to come and put him down. So he's preparing to try to outsmart Yahushua and the angels. But you're just going to survive in order for the Most High's word to be fulfilled. Of you being to you being, like I've read at first, in the book of Isaiah, 24th chapter, how we're gonna grab you and take you away as prisoners. All right. This is the book of let's go to the book of Revelation real quick. Revelation 6, and let's go about let's go right here. Revelation 6 and 15, it says, "And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?" And this is the reason you have those nuclear bomb shelters. And this is the reason why you're getting ready to try to go complete your mission of successfully going into space to stay up there until the destruction is over. Because that great wrath is coming, man. The great day of the Lord is coming, and it's coming real soon, man. According to the prophecies, which are unfolding more and more. Each seem like every day, man, something concerning prophecy is happening, unfolding. About days, weeks, months. You know? And that's what's been going on. Now, I'm gonna go to the book of Psalms. Because after the destruction, what's gonna happen, man? Again, this links up with Isaiah 24 right here, because this is going to actually happen to you central banking families, man. All right, let's go to the book of Psalms 149, and I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "For Yahweh will take a pleasure in his people; he will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory; let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand." Yeah, the book is open, and we're reading the judgments. Okay, the prophetic judgments that's coming, especially to you Edomites, man. It says, "Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand." And the two-edged sword is talking about the Bible, the scriptures, and it's cutting the shit out of you Edomites, man. Cutting the shit out of you devils, man. Hebrews 4 and 12. "For the Most High's word is quick and sharper than any two-edged sword," man. Anyways, verse 7 says, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. So it's coming, man. So, we're just being patient and waiting on it to come. All right. So, and this is our patience. This is our faith, man. We believe that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is getting ready to do just what he said he would do, and redeem us from under your hand, Esau. So with that, Lord willing, this video lesson was edifying, and until next time, I say Shalom.